I got into windsurfing through surfing. I had one of my friends that was surfing with me. He was a windsurfer, and well, he still is a windsurfer, and he just was always pushing and saying, oh, I should try it one day, and he would show me and blah blah. And so one day it matched up, we went, and I got fully into it, and my learning process was actually quite quick. I mean, I was young as well, I was 15, and like after a couple of weeks I was already like planing in the harness, in and out, and like I started just before summer, so then summer came, I was every day windsurfing, and it went pretty quick. And same went competitions, started competing with 16. I had my first like regional Canarian event, and then with 17 I went to my first national event in Spain, and I did slalom and waves, and I won both straight away, both things. Yeah, I just carried on, and I had my first sponsorship, and I came my first time to Maui and a second time to Maui, and started traveling and went to Mauritius, blah blah. But then I kind of had to stop when I was around 20. My father has a business in Tenerife, and I kind of had to go into it because it was kind of, yeah, I just had to get into the business. I have an office job from 9 to 7 and from Monday to Friday, and well, I did that for 3 years to get into it, and for 5 years I did it just only did that from Monday to Friday. I was windsurfing and surfing on the weekends, and just my heart was bleeding every time I could see waves out there. And my father has a satellite television company, and I was doing installations and the customer service, and so I was on the road all day in the car. I could see all the spots all day, and my heart was just bleeding and bleeding and bleeding. And when I turned 25, I was just kind of on the edge of that. I couldn't handle it anymore, and yeah, I just thought to give it another shot to get back to windsurfing, and yeah, it worked out well. Year after year, I started totally from scratch, and but all the focus and training and the sailing and paying myself to go to all the events to start off, to get some experience and stuff, just paid off at the end. And I think I just caught it in the last moment. Yeah, then finally I had after my first good result on the tour, finally Starboard approached me to join them, to from one side compete, and on the other side help out Scotty in the R&D and the development of the wave boards. And yeah, that for me was like my dream, really. Like get the chance to work for a brand like Starboard and have the role I have at the moment is, for me, I'm super happy about that. And yeah, and then when after the first year, and I saw how everything works and got into the whole system of the development itself, and I've been to Thailand a couple of times, and I figured that I can actually try a lot of stuff. And then suddenly one day I was surfing, it was like end of summer or something like that. I was surfing on a friend's surfboard, which was called the Black Box, and yeah, I don't know, it was a super small day, and normally on those waves, like with the weight I got, I normally can't really do anything. And yeah, I just loved it out there. I had so much fun, I had so much speed, and I could do so much stuff on those waves with that board, which was something I never really thought I could do. And that just made me think about a lot about it. And yeah, I remember I was at home thinking about, like, why why don't we have something like that for windsurfing, like when it's really marginal, really like conditions where normally you would not even consider to go windsurfing. Why don't we have a board where mostly of the spots always are like that? So I was just thought, well, let's see if we can make something similar to the surfboards I tried, and just get a windsurf board that does more or less the same job. And I think we kind of got it there, so there it is. So yeah, so after trying that surfboard, I had on my next trip to Thailand when I had to work on the R&D, I just asked Tiesa if I could work on a board just for fun, just to have something different, work on something that is not really out there at the moment, even if it wasn't like the idea was, I had the idea was pretty clear, but it was kind of difficult to actually propose what it would be. So I was just pushing to just play around on the board, and if that was okay, and yeah, and they gave me the okay. I drew all the outline. I started to take what I wanted to have, what kind of rails, what kind of bottom shape, what kind of the whole thing, and then they started shaping it, and I went to Australia, and on my way back, it was done, and I was super excited about it, and yeah, took it back home and started playing around with it. I had a lot of people laughing at me on the beach and where I'm going with my door and this and that and what's that for, and I just carried on trying on different kind of conditions because I wasn't sure for what it was really working and how it was gonna work. And I tried like a million different fin setups and fin systems, and I don't know, I tried so many different stuff on it. And took me like over 3 months where actually I couldn't really get it working, and until I started like reshaping the tail a little bit and taking a bit off here and putting a bit more here and different fin system like this and yeah, so and then suddenly from one day to the other where I was about to abandon the project, where I was like, whoa, this is not going anywhere, I can't really make it work and it's not worth it to spend more time on it. Suddenly it just, boom, just worked. I remember it was kind of funny, then suddenly one day, it was on a Sunday, I remember it was like super light wind, small waves, really marginal, and I just got some footage, just had a friend filming me for like an hour, and just took the footage together, just put it and sent it over by Dropbox to Thailand, and yeah, 3 days later I was sitting in Thailand already. It went quite quick. It was definitely the best way to do it, to show them how it was working, and yeah, I remember I was building some other prototypes to try some different stuff after that, and then it was, for me, it was pretty clear. It was, as a lot of my friends say, it's a board to have in the quiver. It's just a fun board that makes you enjoy out there when you would not even go, really. I'm not sure if that's just exactly the board, the black box, if it's my style, but it definitely does surf. Like, I'm surprised myself sometimes the turns I can do on it, because it just feels like an actual surfboard. And sometimes I say to my friends, it's not regular windsurfing. Like, you have to get used to the board, you have to know how it behaves, but then once you figure it out, it actually feels different. It feels like almost a different sport. Like, it sounds weird, but it does feel different. And I think that's the interesting part of it as well. Figure out what it does. Well, for me personally, like, I love playing around with the boards, and right now I'm super happy with what I'm doing for Starboard, and I would love to carry on doing that. But competition side, I really still want to give it a shot for a couple more years, train a bit harder, and I have some different plans for that, and I would really like to carry on a bit, but obviously, I mean, I know I won't be doing it for another 10 years, so I'm kind of already setting a bit up here and there, and I'm still carrying on in the organization of the PWA event at home, and I got quite a few other plans as well that soon will come out, and I'm working there. I'm working on it.